Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, and welcome back for some more Pauper. So today I wanted to play another one of my favorite decks in the format. It is a deck that is very near and dear to my heart, and that is Mono Blue Fairies. Now this is not the exact 75 that I have in paper. This is actually a older deck list from Barf. If you do not know who he is, I would say top 2 Fairies players, the other one being Skura, and I would highly recommend you check either of them out if you are interested in this style of deck. But for those of you who are unfamiliar with Mono Blue Fairies, it is a tempo deck. So basically what we want to be doing is tripping up our opponents in the early game while developing our board and outvaluing them with card draw to then, by the time they do have some kind of a board state, we are already in a winning position. Now, Mono Blue Fairies is a deck built around synergies, and the main thing you're going to be seeing is that we have a lot of cheap creatures with really good ETB effects that we want to be recurring as the game goes on. So we are playing cards like Fairy Seer, which is a 1-mana 1/1 with flying that when it enters, it scries 2. We are playing Fairy Miscreants, again another 1-mana 1/1 flyer that when it enters, if we control another creature named Fairy Miscreant, we get to draw a card. So the first Miscreant isn't that great, but each sequential one is really nice because it just replaces itself. We're playing Harrier Strix. This is a 1-mana 1/1 flyer that when it enters, we tap target permanent, so we can tap a land or we can tap a creature that is blocking any of our other creatures. It also has a looting effect, so for 2 and a blue, we can draw a card and then discard a card. And then we're playing Brinebarrow Intruder. So this doesn't have really any evasiveness, but it does have flash, so we can play it on our opponent's end step, or we can use it as a combat trick, because when this enters, a target creature an opponent controls gets -2/-0 until end of turn. And then we are playing probably one of the most busted blue cards, especially in this style of deck, and that is Spellstutter Sprite. This is a 2-mana flash flying 1/1 that when it enters, we counter a spell with mana value X or less, where X is the number of fairies we control. And then the way that we will be getting these back into our hands to recur their ETB effects is with our ninjas. So we are playing 8 ninjas in total. We're playing 4 Ninja the Deep Hours, and then 4 Moon Circuit Hackers. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with how ninjas work, a activated ability called ninjutsu that lets us return a unblocked attacker we control to our hand, and it comes into the battlefield tapped and attacking. So this will just pick up our Spellstutter Sprites, Fairy Seers, or Miscreants, and let us just replay them to recur their ETB effects. But in addition to that, all of our ninjas draw us cards. So Deep Hours, every time it deals combat damage, we get to draw a card. Moon Circuit Hacker, when it deals combat damage, we draw a card, and then we have to discard a card unless it entered the battlefield that turn. So for the first time it hits an opponent after being ninjutsu'd, it's a clean card draw. Anytime after that, it is a looting effect. And then to continue to build on the synergies of the deck, we are playing Of One Mind as our card draw spell. So this is essentially just divination, but it does cost 2 less to cast if we control a human and a non-human creature. All of our ninjas are humans, as is Brinebarrow Intruder. And then obviously all of our fairies are fairies, and Harrier Strix is a bird. So we can usually get this for just the 1 mana. And then another card that kind of just helps build on these synergies is Snap. So Snap is a 2-mana instant that returns target creature to its owner's hand, and then we untap 2 lands. Usually this is just kind of like soft removal. If our opponent has a blocker with more than 2 toughness, we can snap it back to their hand, and then it's essentially mana neutral for us because we untap the 2 lands we used to cast Snap. But we can also do some other tricky things. Like for example, if we have Snap in hand and 2 untapped lands, and our opponent casts a spell while we have a Spellstutter Sprite on the field, we could snap the Spellstutter Sprite back to our hand, untap the 2 lands that we used to cast Snap, and then replay Spellstutter Sprite to counter it. We can also use Snap to put our ninjas back in our hands. If we attack with our ninjas and these become blocked, but we still have, like, say, a Fairy Seer that is able to get through unblocked, we can snap the blocked ninja back to our hand, and then ninjutsu the unblocked Fairy Seer. And then we are playing blue, so we are, of course, playing 4 counter spells, and then we're also playing 2 dispels. Personally, in the past, I've run 2 Spell Pierce. I think Spell Pierce is a very good card, especially in this deck. There are a lot of non-creature cards that can kind of make it so we don't get to play the game. That can come down pretty early. I'm a little worried about not having Spell Pierce in here, but I'm going to give it a shot and see how it goes. And then for our mana base, we're just playing 18 islands. And then to go over the sideboard, we are playing 4 Annul for our affinity matchups, as well as to hit any enchantments like Makeshift Munitions or Pestilence. We are playing 4 Blue Elemental Blasts and 1 Hydroblast for our red matchups. Now I'm playing 2 Dispel in the sideboard as well. Barf had only one Dispel and an additional Hydroblast, I decided to take out one of the Hydroblasts to run as the second Dispel. And then the last card in our sideboard is Cryoshatter. So this is kind of the new tech for Mono Blue Fairies. This came out in Edge of Eternities. It is an enchantment that enchanted creature gets -5/-0, and then if it either becomes tapped or is dealt damage, it gets destroyed. In the past, Mono Blue Fairies has been running cards like Bind the Monster, which just taps an opponent's creature, but that creature can then become untapped with certain effects. Things like Freed from the Real and Walls combo, or Quarian Ranger can untap those cards. This makes it so that way if it just becomes tapped at all, it is destroyed, which is really great against both Elves and Walls combo, which are both very tough matchups for Mono Blue Fairies. So I'm very intrigued to see how this ends up playing out. All right, and that is the deck. Like I said, this is a deck that is very near and dear to my heart. Mono Blue Fairies was the first real competitive deck that I started playing. It was the first deck that I played a ton of. It is the first deck that I took to my first actual paper Pauper tournament. And I didn't do super well, but I had fun and I got to play this really awesome deck. And although I haven't played it in a little bit, it's still one of my favorite decks in the format. So let's go ahead and take this for a league and see how we do. Okay, we are going to go first. Yes. I think this is a good hand. Yeah, we'll keep this. Very Seer. I'm gonna do top. Do top. Okay. Defile. Oh, all right. Okay. So it looks like we're against Black Sack. I don't know what the matchup against this is gonna be like, but damage. And I'm gonna go ahead and play that. So they can, if they get a sack outlet, they can get a 1/1 flyer. Let's see. I will not be blocking. And a line breaker, sure. All right. Well, we're hitting land drops, so that's good. Okay. Now if we can just find a ninja. I will counter the draw 2. But they're gonna get a thing, they're gonna block one of our ninjas. Or not one of our ninjas, I'm sorry, they're gonna block one of our flyers. Yep. That is fine. And we're gonna go ahead and pass. I'm gonna keep this snap up just in case, because it might go like Ferocious Vermin to make a rat, and when it dies, okay, that's fine. Yep. Okay. Yep. All right, Link Breaker. Ninja would be fantastic. Really having a tough time. I think I'm gonna play out Carrier Strix. We'll tap the rat, why not? And pass. So, yeah, not really sure what the matchup like this is gonna be like. Both sideboard. If I can get a ninja, it might be okay. Sure. Because I can't replay this. They don't have a way to instant speed sacrifice stuff right now, so I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, Bloodthorn Vampire is fine. Okay. Ninja. Oh, yeah. Alright, go to combat. Attack in. I will play another Harrier Strix. I'm gonna see if I can get them to go like all in on the Bloodthorn Vampire here. Yep. Sure. Is this? They'll get 1, 2, 3. I'll block here. Okay, let's go to damage. Interesting. They must know I have a snap. Oh my god, finally. Yes. Okay. Play a Strix. Tap one of your lands. Of one mind. Okay. We've reloaded. I'm feeling okay about this. I'm going to probably start to leave stuff back. Bloodthorn Vampire. Sure. All right. Go to blocks. Gonna put the Strix there. Yep. Waiting to see still if they'll go all in on this Bloodthorn Vampire. Yeah, that's fine. That's it. I mean, you can sack it to itself, but I will untap these 2 lands, please. I'll take damage. Go to 5. Yep. Okay, go into combat. Let's see. Yeah, that's fine with me. Like to get that. Go combat damage. Yeah, that's fine. Combat damage. Yes. Okay, Seer is actually really good. Those are both great. I think I want to do top. Go ahead and pass. Put the Strix there. Combat damage. Okay, I'm at 2. Go to that step. Send them both out. Go ahead. The other 2. We want that. Make sure I stack these properly. Yes. And yes. Discard an island. Yeah, we'll miscreant and Seer. Top. And I'm gonna pass and let's see if they can make something happen. Do I want to just wipe their board here? No, because they could unearth something. I don't think I'm gonna hang on. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna take, oh wait, no, shit. I forgot this was a 2 power. Oh, that was my bad. Yeah, because we're past that point. All right, that was my bad. I threw that. I forgot that was 2 power. All right, time for sideboarding. I think Strix comes out. Take out the Strix. Let's see. Do I want the Strix? No, I think I'll take Strix out. And then we'll do like 1 of one mind. Because we're going to want to bring in all of these Cryoshatters here. All the Cryoshatter, and then what else? Bring in another Dispel. Snap is just too good if they go too far in on something. Do I want to take out all the Strix? Maybe I just want to take 1 out. Take out a Snap. Let's give this a shot. I don't know if this is good enough. We have the Cryoshatter. I think I'm gonna mull. Okay, this is better. Keep this. Put an island at the bottom. Miscreant, pass. I think we could have pulled ahead in game 1. Yeah, that was bad blocks for me, but we'll see. What you got? Fungal infection. Yeah, that's fine. Just go to me. I'm going to do that, and I'm just going to pass to them. You're going to duress me. Is that worth a counter? He's going to take a counter anyway, but then they'll have information. Sure. Take the counter spell. Carrion Feeder. Yeah, that I'm gonna counter. Yep, come on in. I'm kind of surprised that they did that. Yeah, we're just gonna pass through. Yep. Let's go end step. I'm just gonna flash in the Brian Bear Intruder. Yeah, we're just honestly, if I had, I wish I'd kept the island. You're gonna definitely block. Yeah, we'll see. Do you want to block? Sure. Combat damage. Gonna village rights it, sure. And we'll just pass. Yeah. I don't think we've lost because there's a lot of things that they have to like get through. Nested Shambler. All of which I wish I had just one spell setter for. Sure, what do you got? So they probably don't have let's go to combat. See if you want to make any blocks. Double blocking. Sure. That's gonna make a squirrel, that's gonna make a guy. Actually, I'll take out the Nested Shambler. Yeah. I think being pinched on mana, yeah. I think this is probably a decent matchup. Usually, but it's just kind of death by 1,000 cuts at the current moment. What we got? Cryoshatter is pretty good. And Cryoshatter there, because that's also their only sacrifice fodder. Because or rather, that's their only way that they can sacrifice currently. What are you gonna do? Corrupt Conviction it. I'm gonna dispel the Corrupt Conviction. And I'm just gonna pass. So I'm gonna be taking 4, go to 11. Yeah, you're gonna take my one mind? Go ahead. I've got 1 card left. I'll just have 6 through. Okay. We're just not getting any flyers. Maybe taking out all those Strixes was a bad idea. But I think I want to just start being able to block. You got, yeah, he's, of course. All right, so we're going to be taking 5 here. I mean, we don't get a flyer. I mean, I don't think it's going to matter at this point. We're taking 5, go to 6. We get another ninja. Yeah, we can play that one. They can probably kill it. So we'll just go on to our next game then. We were going to get a flyer and then another ninja. Oh well. All right, so not a great way to start the league, but kind of is what it is. So we'll see how it goes in match number 2. Okay, here are match number 2. We're going to be going second. Hopefully this goes better than our first game. It's rough. I think we definitely probably could have pulled ahead. It's a lot of lands. I think if I had like a 1-drop instead of a land, but this is good. We will keep this. I think we'll bottom the snap, yeah. Okay, so could be Grixis, could be Jund. Seer. I'm gonna go top and bottom and go to them. Okay. Could be Rakdos Madness, we'll see. No, okay, it is Jund, yeah. Okay. Trying to think. Do I want to wait on the ninja until next turn? Or do I want a ninjutsu now? Because they could get a Chrysalis down and then I'm just wishing I'd kept the snap instead. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the spell setter up just in case. Because if they go for like another Cleansing Wildfire or something, I can spell stutter it. 2 red, Cleansing Wildfire. I'm gonna spell stutter. Is it a Hydra? Is it a Hydra or it is a Hydra, X equals 1. Go to combat. They block, I ninjutsu. Yeah, I think I just want to play out my Miscreant. And pass. Because if they go for a Chrysalis next turn, I can spell stutter it. Okay, they now have their swamp. Yeah. Yep, so they get their spawn. Strix would be really cool. All right. I think I'm going to go to combat now. They're going to probably block a... I'm assuming, yeah. Ninjutsu back, the other spell setter. Combat damage. Yep. Yes. Perfect. Okay. So if they have another Chrysalis, it's going to feel bad, but... Red. Wellspring. They can still get a Chrysalis down, so I'm not going to bother with that. That's fine. Yeah, that is going to be worth spell stuttering. Yeah, sure. Gixian's fine. Get down a Seer. We're going to do... I think top. I'm going to go combat. They're going to probably block the spell stutter most likely. I'm going to force the issue here. Do what they want to do. Yeah. And just do the Seer. Yep. They have to sacrifice both their spawn, though, to make them bigger. Big enough to trade. Yeah, that's fine with me. Damage. And we got our counter spell. So if they try to play a Chrysalis next turn, they're probably going to sack both of these, try and get a Chrysalis down, I'm assuming. Try and get their Gixian big. This is interesting that they're playing Hydra and Gixian. I can be taking 6. Yeah, that's fine. They don't want to sacrifice. Okay. What do you got? Yeah, that's fine. Limbus is whatever. They got 2 cards in hand. I'm not too worried. 2, about to be 3, I should say. I think I'm going to counterspell that. I don't want to, but I'm going to counter it. Makes me wonder what their last card is, though. Because they're down to 1 card in hand. Combat. I probably should have... Okay, let's see where they block. Combat damage. Yes, I would like to draw a card. I think now I'm going to try and just go wider than them. Let's do... bottom, top. Play a second one. I don't want that. Keep that one on top. Just hope we can fade something for a turn. Hope that there's no Chrysalis. Another Gixian isn't the end of the world. Refurb would feel kind of bad, but... Okay, so there's a Gixian. Yep. Sacrifice the other one? No. There it goes. Yeah, okay, there we go. I was like, are you going to sacrifice it? They're currently at 9. They're at a virtual 12. They're going to block my ninja. Yeah. Making the guys as big as possible. Okay, you going to attack? Do I just take the 7? I think I'm just going to take 7 because I can hit them back for at least 3. Oh, I'm going to fire this off now. I will play an island. Play another Seer. Snap would be amazing right now. I don't imagine they're going to let the ninja through, but yeah, we're just not going to throw the ninja in. Then he also can't kill. He's sending in both. Go to declare blocks. Oh, wait, hang on. Fuck. I'll just throw a fairy in front of it. Damage. They must have another blocker that they're going to be putting down. They don't. Okay. I'm going to go to combat here. So this is 5. This would be a 2-turn clock. I'm going to do 4. Yes. I'm just going to pass. Yeah, 2 cards in hand. damage. What else is it? Is it a Chris? Damn. It is a Chrysalis. That's frustrating. Yeah. Yeah, that might just be the end of the game. We'll see. I probably could have flashed that in instead of blocked, because then I could snap this back. They can... Got 3 blockers. I have to block, yeah. We're just gonna go to the next one. Yeah. Very familiar with the Jund Wildfire matchup, unfortunately. But definitely, I would say the matchup I played the most, but it just felt bad the whole time. It still doesn't feel great. I know a lot of people say that Fairies is a lot more better now into Jund, but it never feels good. It always just feels like it just takes like 2 turns like that to get through. But anyway, we're gonna take a Brine Barrow Snap, and then we're gonna also take out one mind here. Bring in all of our Annul to hit any of their artifacts. They're probably going to be bringing in some more like pyros and stuff. So I'm gonna bring in I think both dispels. We're gonna want 2 blue blasts in case they do get like makeshift munitions down. And what else? We're gonna want some Cryoshatters of some amounts. I think 2 of these, and maybe we only need 3 dispel. We'll do that. Yeah, so let's go first. I think this is fine. We've got lands, it's the main thing. They're also starting with 7, which does not feel good. Right now I don't need another land. I'll keep that on top, I guess. I'll pass. What you got? Duress. Yeah, always got that turn 1 Duress. Alright, probably taking the counter spell, I would say. They're gonna take that or of one mind. I don't think they're gonna take the Cryoshatter. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go to combat first. Play a Miscreant and pass. I think if they get a second Duress, they're probably gonna... I mean, they'll have to take the of one mind. Alright, Blue Blast is pretty good. I think I'm gonna keep that up just in case. I'm worried for like a makeshift... I mean, if it's a makeshift munitions, they're in a bad spot anyway, so I think I'll fire off the of one mind. We have a Ninja for next turn. That could be pretty solid. They're gonna either Wildfire or they're going to... They might get down to makeshift munitions, which will just Blue Blast if that happens. But they put themselves essentially behind a full turn by playing the Swamp into Duress turn 1. Yeah, they do have the Breath Weapon. Yep. Thought I could fade it. It's fine. Yep. That was honestly... I had the Blue Blast. It was probably a misplay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, really hoping it could just fade for a turn. Okay, no land drop is good. Now we're just hitting all our lands, of course. Yep. Yeah, refurb is whatever. You can take my land. I'm not going to blue blast that. The game's not over, but it's definitely not feeling like we're in a really great position at the moment. All right. Okay, Spell Stutter Sprite isn't terrible because I can Cryoshatter a Chrysalis to get that down. Or, yep, Chris is fine. Because I can Cryoshatter the Chris. It's still a blocker, but it dies. See if they attack here. Yeah, they're coming in for 2. Do I want to take out the refurb? They already played... Did they play a land? Drew a card. They did not play a land yet, so they could have... I'll take 2. Gonna Wildfire again. Makeshift munitions. Cast that. Targeting that. Nope. Not doing it, dude. Flash the Sun on their end step. They've got 4 cards in hand. Cryoshatter the Chrysalis. Definitely probably still going to block, right? Because it still has reach. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm going to keep this land in hand just in case they have another refurb, but the game's not over. If I get any more flyers, I'll be okay. I think if they get another Chrysalis, though, the game's going to be very tough to beat from here. Another Chris, yeah. All right, I'll take my draw, and then we'll see what we get. But yeah, I think that this is just, it's always felt like this is a very difficult matchup for mono blue fairies. And it's always felt like it's a bad matchup. I think if I had been able to, if I had just, instead of tapping out, just waited a turn, might have been okay, but let's see. What did we get? Of One Mind, 3 mana of One Mind. Yeah. Let's see what we get. If you got the red blast, you got the game, dude. Okay. Yeah. No, they can block, then we die. Yeah. Unfortunate. Really bad start to the league, unfortunately. I don't know. I felt like game 2, I should have held up just the red blast that whole time, but it is what it is. We are back with game number 3. Oh, Jesus. So this is one of those, like, this is a trap hand for mono blue fairies, because you got turn 1 fairy, you got the Moon Circuit Hacker. I can't. Yeah, of course. One lander into no lands is kind of tough. All right, this is fine. We got to keep this. Miscreants. I think it's both the miscreants. Yeah, we might have been fine with that first hand, but you never know. Oh God, is this going to be more Jund? Seer. I'm gonna do top, pass to them. Sure. Is this Affinity? I don't know. This is a weird one. Is your plan going to be, if I ninjutsu here, to sack both of your lands to kill my ninja? Okay, good. I was hoping it wasn't that. Always yield, and yes. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Is a refurb. It is a refurb. Yeah, no response. I'll pitch the Fairy Seer because you know about that. Yeah, this is Jund. The Lumbus is making me think that. It's fine. All right, land would be fantastic. Jesus Christ. All right, I'm gonna go to combat and see if they want to make the trade here. All right. Yeah. Sure, dude. Wipe my ninja. That's fine. And also your Krark. And then I get my guy. All right. I'm going to play out my Seer and just see if I can get any deeper. I'm going to do top like that, because then we'll get our land. Hopefully we can get in with one of our creatures and then draw the Of One Mind and then reload, and should be okay, depending. Yeah, Gixian's fine. I will go to combat. I'm going to attack with both and see. Maybe they want to trade. Okay. I'm gonna put the Brine Barrow Shooter back in my hand. Or I have One Mind. And see if we can fade anything for a turn. Okay. Tapland's good. Coming in for 2. No. Okay. Do you wish to trade? Just try. Ah, God. Yeah, I think I'm gonna Brine Barrow. See if I can just keep them down on cards. The fact that they started with a Karkland Shaman as their first thing, I find just weird. But all right. Is it Chris? Yep. Tapping out for Chris. Sure. All right, Chris happens. Counterspell right on time. Let's see. See what it is that they choose to block. They're probably gonna block the Spell Stutter, I would imagine. No. Interesting. Okay. Damage. Play that. And I have 2 counter spells up now. I'm gonna do I'm gonna do top, because then I can get my Strix. I'm just gonna, whatever they play, I'm just gonna counter. They can only cast like, yeah, another Chris. What are you casting? Yeah, there's another Chris. I will spell stutter that. I think that's okay. Yeah, I think right now that's fine. Because I would rather, if they just drew another Chris, I'd feel like an idiot for not, Strix. Tap the spawn, or tap the Eldrazi, rather. Chris is down. Take 5. And we'll pass. We have counter spell. Yeah, if they play another Chris, I'm going to counter it. I got. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Pulse the Chris. That I will counter, because I'm going to have another counter spell coming down the pipeline, so I'm not too worried. But that is getting them back a blocker. And just not something I can deal with at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They take 5, go to 1, and then I have a counter spell. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's whatever. Gonna go to combat. Attack with the team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're gonna live with 1, and we'll see. Yeah, that's fine. Wildfire's fine. They can't cast Chris unless they play a green land. Yeah, okay. Alright. Okay. So we're gonna try the sideboarding as we did before. Take out the snap. Brine Barrow. I'm always like 50-50 with Brine Barrow because it always feels really good when you are able to block like a refurb or something. But I don't know. Bring in the Dispel. 2 and Cryoshatter. Oh, yeah, do that again. We'll give this a shot and see. Yeah. I don't know. It always feels like you kind of just get lucky against John Wildfire personally, but that's just me. This is pretty good. I will keep this. Yeah, the mulligan to 6. Let's see. Alright, tap land is fine. Second annul is great. I gotta think though, because then that's no ninjas and no third land. But I think I'm gonna do bottom top and just pass to them. Definitely wish I had an annul up, but it's whatever. Go to them. Yeah, because they can't. They played their land for turn, so I'm gonna spell stutter that. They could have a duress. Okay, cool. Hi. All right. I'm just gonna pass. Eviscerators that. That'll load them back up to 7. Yeah, I think I'm gonna counter that. It feels real bad, but if this is all that they're doing, then that's fine. Okay. And we'll just pass. See, refurb is a lot for them right now. They could, I don't know if they're playing Blood Fountain. I know Junda's kind of walked away from that a little bit. Let's see. Refurb. Yeah, nah, dude. Okay. 3 mana refurb. They are in a tough spot. I'm also, though, in a tough spot, so I will play my Of One Mind and pass and see if I can just fade. If I can fade a Chris one more time, I think I might be okay. I mean, we can tap the Chris down with the Harrier Strix, but they're stuck on 3 lands. If they have a breath weapon, it's gonna, I can counter it. Gixian is fine. It's unfortunate, but it's fine. Yeah, I'll just play my island. Right now, I am winning the race, and I'll just pass. Okay. Anything, nothing, okay. About to add a 3rd creature as well. Anything before damage. Nothing before damage. I'm gonna play my Seer. I think I will go top for both of these, just in case like they are able to sneak a Chris through. Right now, Breath Weapon wipes the entire board. What you got? I'm gonna do the Blue Blast here. And again, just hoping we can fade for a turn. That Chris. Counter the Chris. You get your spawn. Yep. Sure. I could have annulled the Wellspring, I just realized. It's whatever. Blocks. I'm gonna make sure I get my counter spell back in my hand. And play out my Strix. Send a message, keep that Kixian tapped. At least till your turn, in which case he untaps, but we can't counter another Chris. We can counter a Breath Weapon. We can tap down their guy. If they choose not to do anything, like if they try to flashback the Eviscerators, let's see. That's fine. You're not going to get it out of my hand that easily. Okay. And we got him next turn, so yeah, he's going to leave that back. Cool. GG's, dude. Unless there's a free board wipe, yeah. All right. Well, 2-0'd against Jund feels really good. So, all right, that's how that matchup can go. But I think we got a little lucky. They got pinched on mana. And 2-0 win after 2 0-2 losses feels pretty good. So let's see if we can keep it up. All right, here we are in match number 4, trying to keep the hope of a positive win record alive. We won the die roll. We're going to go first. Can't keep. No. This is better. I will keep. In the blind, I'm going to bottom the snap. And we'll see how this goes. Get out of miscreants. Okay. This could be anything, but something tells me it might be like a Boros Moxite list. I know Kerblitsky, at the time of recording, Kerblitsky literally just put out a video about it, so we will see. Thrilling Discovery, discard 2. If you do, draw 3. This might be Gates, but I think I'm going to counter it. Yeah, we'll do that. Might have been real preemptive of me to counter that, but... Alright, floating, Garrison, no Thrilling Discovery, that's fine. What are you discarding? Oh, is this like a Boros? This is not at all what I thought it was. I think I gotta fire off my out of one mind here. Jesus. No ninjas. Oh, it's Tireless Tribe. Well, now I wish I had the snap. That's fine. You're bolting it. I'm gonna dispel and see. You got a second bolt, you got it, but okay, cool. Okay, counterspell's pretty good. Would have been real nice if we'd gotten the counterspell before, though. What you got? I think I'm just gonna try and keep the resources low. I've never played against Tireless Tribe, so I know that they can just like start cycling basically their entire hand. So we'll see. They can pump it. No, they can't. I thought this had flashback. It does not have flashback. All right. I think this is fine. I'm not going to block. Depending on what they got. So they've got the Eidolon. Sure. They can't. I mean, they... Inside Out, which they only have the one of. So let's see. You got a second one. Okay, they do have the second Inside Out. Is this lethal? This is 9. They can discard another Eidolon. I'm not dead. They have Escape Tunnel, so it is unblockable next turn unless I can find some way to get rid of it. Yeah, this might just be a real tough matchup. Bottom, keep this on top, and we'll see. So I'm assuming they're gonna bring in like breath weapons. Inside Out is they have a couple instants. Inside Out is an instant. They would need another Inside Out. They discard a mountain. Sure, they must have another Inside Out. Yep, yep. What else did they describe? They just sure. I'm not like if you have the Inside Out. Okay, there we go. So yeah, they got that. Tribe combo. Cryoshatter. I'd say it's definitely Cryoshatter. And then Dispel. Maybe. Cryoshatter, Dispel, Snap seems really good. Strix is okay. They don't really... They might have snackers. So Strix can actually be pretty decent. Because that's the thing, is I don't know how hard into Tribe are they? Are they like just Boros Tribe and they're going to mulligan to 3 cards? Oh, I don't want to take out anything here. I think it... I mean, I'll take out a couple Snap. I'll take out an Of One Mind. I don't think I need both Dispels. I think one more Dispel's fine. It's like, do that. Yeah, we'll give this a shot. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. This is like almost good. I mean, come on. Okay, this is fine. I'm gonna put back 2 islands. I don't think I need those. Strix. Go ahead, dude. Yep. Okay. Go to combat. Go to blocks. Damage. I'm gonna play a Seer. Bottom, top. Go to them. Yep. Gain 2, discard 2, draw 3. Snacker is back. It's also kind of whatever, though. I think I'm going to do this, because then I can maximize my damage, but also get 2 draws. 2 clean draws, I should say. Yes. Yes. And hope we can fade something for a turn. Tribe is fine. Discovery with the Eidolon. Yeah, that's fine. Yep. Discard 2 more Eidolons. Are you gonna attack? Nope. Okay. Back with all. Yep. Don't know why you would necessarily do that one. Because this makes me have to maybe go down a card. And we'll pass. Oh, because this wouldn't have killed it, that's why. I think I'm gonna block. Yep. Sure. We'll see. Yeah, that makes sense. So I've got 2 Dispels. I can maybe fight if they try to go with like the whole Inside Out nonsense. I can counter stuff. Yep. Let's see. Yep. I will Dispel the first Inside Out. Red Blast. Okay, how big is this gonna get? He's gonna return these 3. It gets +4, so that will be lethal. Yeah, we're gonna try and Dispel again. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I don't have any graveyard hate, so I can't really do anything with all that. Okay. Miscreant. And pass. I don't know if we can get there. I think this is just a tough matchup. No, I don't care so much about that. Okay. He's gonna cast that. What does this do? Sure. Jesus. And I'll pass. Any card draw I have to counter to. This is actually like a pretty tough matchup, I feel. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to be taking 2, 4, 5. They've got me on a 3-turn clock. This is why I started leaning more towards Blue Faeries, is for this exact reason of like, if you don't get any ninjas, like you're just kind of sitting there. Yeah, and they're just gonna beat me to death, I think. Yeah. I'm waiting for them to like try. I'm gonna counter this one here. See if they try and do something to get like Snacker back or whatever. Yeah, another Tyler's Tribe, sure. Ninja, Brine Barrow. Not what you want. I'm gonna start leaving blockers back here, I think. Alright, declare your attackers. The other thing is, like, they can just get these back whenever they cast anything. Double block here. Bring in a Brine Barrow Intruder. You're gonna fling it at? You're flinging the other one to try and keep that alive, which makes me feel like you don't have much of anything. So I'll try this. Another Idle Launcher. Escape Tunnel. Okay. I will play a Seer. I'm going to put both these at the bottom because they're not really going to help me. I'm going to send those 2 over. And I'm going to pass. So they can make one of their tribe unblockable. They could kill me. If they can make it unblockable, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I got a block there because they could just discard stuff. I think this is good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Jesus. Yeah, see, this is tough. Is this over is the question. Not yet. If this was a ninja, I just keep feeling like I'm drawing real bad in these games. And just pass, I guess. I'm going to feign that I have a counter spell, but go ahead and clear your attacks. Yeah. Yeah, alright. GG's. Unfortunate. Yeah, that just felt bad the whole time. Alright, well, we're not gonna be getting our entry fee back, unfortunately, but maybe we can at least get a 2-3. Alright, last match of the league, and we are going first. This is okay. We got Strix and then Brine Barrow, so we can get an up 1 mind off. Turn 2. They are also keeping 7. I'm just gonna play an island, and I'm gonna pass because I can flash and Brine Barrow on end step. Mountain Clockwork is fine. This actually might be an okay matchup for us. This looks like it's Rally. They are also not going to attack, which I find weird, but flash in Brine Barrow. Oh, we get very Sears. I'm terrible. I will play my Strix though. Tap the Percussionist. Hit in for 1. And then I'm gonna do my up 1 mine here and pass. Another Clockwork, okay. And you're gonna Chain Lightning the Strix, okay. I cannot pay the 2 blue or the 2 red, unfortunately, in my mono blue deck. So coming in for 2. Yeah, I'm fine with that. What are we getting? Spell Stutter isn't terrible. I'm just trying to think. The issue is I need another. If I had a 3rd land, I'd feel really good. Just like playing a fairy and then holding up Spell Stutter. But right now, I think I just. But there's also a part of me that wanted to say a Bushwhacker. I don't know. Let's bounce this back to our hand. Always yield, and yes. All right. Just drawing really poorly. What you got? Bushwhacker, Ren's Resolve. What do you have? Galvanic Blast, Burning Tree. Yep. I got 3 cards in hand. Not dead yet. Land would be fantastic right now. Come on. Oh, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna get a Fairy Seer down. Oh no, we do not want those. We do not need Snap right now. I guess I could Snap Percussionist. Do that. I can't even get my think I'm just gonna get 2 fairies out. Just hope I can fade not dying. You know, it's bad when the red deck is just hitting all of their land drops here. And of course they get a rally. And a bushwhacker, of course. Of course you do. Just the... Yeah. If I hadn't been pitched on mana, this would be a much, much different game right now. Okay, declare blocks. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 13. They have 1 card left in hand. I have to block at least 1. Don't know. There. Because they might have Fire Blast, but this does not. This keeps me just outside of Fire Blast, and they have 1 card in hand, so... Come on. Land. Blue. Land. Come on. Island. Jesus. Yeah, I just gotta pass. I can't, Because what I can do... next turn... Depending. Because I can attack... If they just swing, I can block, flash in, block, shrink both of these, take no damage. They've got 2 cards in hand. That's kind of what I have to do no matter what. Alternatively, if they have like Lightning Bolt, it's going to feel real bad. But we have, yeah, our entire sideboard. That's fine. If it's this and then like a Fire Blast, I'm going to cry, but all right. I'm going to flash in Brine Barrow Intruder. Shrink, Brine Barrow Intruder. Shrink. Go to blocks. Block. Take no damage. Maybe. They only have 1 card in hand, so it needs to be like, you know, Lightning Bolt or something. What you got? That does not kill me yet. Where are you equipping it? Okay, okay. I'm gonna snap that back to their hand so I can untap these 2 lands. Let's see. I can then Fairy Seer. God, it's all just so not exactly what I need. Think I gotta bottom both, because then I can fire off this of one mind and not draw a single land. Jesus. If you got it, you got it, my guy. Okay, they're pitching that. I think they're hoping to draw like a Lightning Bolt or something. Yep, that'll do it. Good God. Just, this is another issue I had with mono Blue Fairies, is there are times where you're like, you just have no lands. All right. So, I mean, we'll just bring all these in. All right, in terms of taking stuff out, I think it's the snaps for sure. Snap is just not that great. And then, what else? Brine Barrow's too good. I think it's like that, and then I'm going to take out some of these up 1 mines. And we will send it back. And hope we can get a decent hand here. You know, I will keep this just to show. I mean, it's gonna feel really bad. This is really good if we get another land. And this is one of those, like, it can feel terrible if we just don't get another island. But I think we'll be okay. Okay, they are also starting with 7. I'm gonna start with Fairy Seer. I'm going to go top and top. So now at least we have our 2nd land, which is really good. That is exactly what I was hoping you were gonna have, dude. All right. Combat. I will ninjutsu. I'm gonna pass. I'd like to leave some interaction up in case they just have, like, end the festivities. Chain Lightning. Do I want to do that? It puts me off tacking for at least a turn. Yeah. I'll counter that. They kept one land or two, it looks like. Do you want to block? I will make that trade. I think I'm just going to pass. As much as I would love to just keep if I was hitting land drops, I'd have no issues with that. Okay. Pitching a Galvanic Blast. Okay, so they're really looking for lands right now. Cool. Okay, get my Seer down. Yeah, I would like both of these. Yeah, I'll just pass. I think that's fine. Yeah, I'm not going to waste a counter spell on that. I'm going to go to combat. I think I'm going to get down a Moon Circuit Hacker here. Because then I can replay my Fairy Seer. Replay Seer. Brian Barrow is fantastic. Top. Because if they are just stuck on lands, you're going to Gal Blast. I will say no. I will say no. Okay, yeah, they gave up. All right. I mean, that felt great. I don't think we need to change anything, so we will run it back. I will keep this. This is a fine hand. Okay, they mulled to 6. What she got? Yep, that is fine. Yep. Okay, not exactly what you want to see. Yeah, I'm gonna get down my Miscreant. Just pass. Okay. No blocks. Now I have Dispel. Yeah, but I'm just gonna pass. I think I'm going to Spell Stutter this. Unless they have the Red Blast. No, that's fine. Okay. Yep, that's fine. Okay, Spell Stutter's pretty good. They could have Lightning Bolt. They've only got 2 cards in hand. I think I gotta go for it. Damage. Cool. I'll pass. Let's see what you got, dude. Sure. Counter spell's pretty good. Just gonna play my Miscreant. Yeah, I'll see. Do you want to trade? You got 3 cards in hand? Sure. Okay, cool. They got a Bushwhacker, that's fine. This is now just a 1/2, which is fine with me. You need double Red Blast to win. Let's see if you got that. Okay. Cool. Yep. Take 1. So let me think here. I can ninjutsu, play that's hold up interaction. That seems pretty good. That going back. That one back. Damage. Yes. Yes. Do I just want to pass? I'll play out my Miscreant. They got 2 cards in hand. 3. And they just pass. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can fish out a... Nothing. Okay. Attack with all. Yeah, let's see what we get. Perfect. Fish the island. I will pass. They've got 3 cards in hand. I've got 4 levels of interaction, so we'll see what they got. And the festivities. I'm going to start with Spell Stutter Sprite. Dispel. All right. That was a hard-fought 2-3, but it is what it is. So, yeah, I will see you all in the post-game wrap-up. Okay, so not the league that I was hoping for. The deck felt fine. I still feel like I prefer having 2 Spell Pierce in this as opposed to being so creature heavy. There were a couple of times where it felt like it might have been useful. Would have been able to trip my opponent up a little bit more. But I also think we just had some tough matchups. Obviously, I misplayed in that game 1 versus Blacksack. I just, for some reason, forgot that the Marauder had 2 power. Yeah, game 2 just didn't go well. Jund, I think, is a very tough matchup for Mono Blue Fairies still. It is probably my most played matchup with Mono Blue Fairies, and every time I just, unless I absolutely have an answer, it just feels like it is a shockingly difficult matchup. At least that's in my opinion. I know there's some people who think that the matchup has kind of shifted to more towards Mono Blue Fairies' favor, but I still think Jund is a tough matchup. But we beat it once. We did lose to it once. Oros Tribe, that just felt like no matter what, I just didn't have that game. So maybe that is one of the matchups for Mono Blue Fairies where it just doesn't seem to matter. You just are going to probably lose it. Then we played against Mono Red Rally, which I think we probably would have 2-0'd if we hadn't been stuck on lands in that first game, but we were able to get the win overall. So yeah, I mean, the deck felt good. I still think my biggest complaint with Mono Blue Fairies is that you kind of need to be super proactive and you need to have an answer right in that moment. I mean, I think my second match versus that first Jund Wildfire deck, you saw, like, I just didn't have an answer. They resolved a Chrysalis and the game was over, basically. And that's just unfortunately how this deck is. It's one of the reasons why I moved away from it. That, and also you're such at the mercy of what you draw that if you don't have a ninja going and are just constantly filtering through your deck, it feels bad when you just keep drawing islands or when you're drawing stuff not when you need it. And again, this is one of the reasons why I moved away from Mono Blue Fairies and switched over to more Dimir Fairies decks and everything. I think if your matchups are good, you can definitely get there. And I'm a little out of practice with the Mono Blue Fairies, but I'm planning on playing this deck a bit more. I might make some changes and go back towards what I usually play, which runs, 2 Spell Pierce in the main, and see how it is that ends up working out for me. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry that it wasn't a positive win record, but that's just how it is sometimes. So if you like the content, feel free to subscribe, like the video and all of that. There will be much more Pauper content in the future. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.